What is up, everybody? Sysadmin Sean here, and today we are going to talk about assets and asset management. Now, I've already talked about documentation, or I will talk about documentation depending on when these videos get uploaded. But I want to talk about a different type of documentation just called asset tracking. Asset tracking is a little bit different than regular documentation because this allows you to do things such as monitor depreciation, keep up with purchase dates, warranty renewals, vendor contact information, all sorts of different assets. And you get a lot of different, there's a ton of different tools to do this. I'm going to show you one free tool that I am testing out, and we'll kind of go over all of its features. So stay tuned. So this is called SNIPE I.T. And as you can see, it's a turnkey SNIPE I.T. deployment in my Proxmox area. I have added assets. I have done pretty much nothing else. So I've made some asset categories. So I've got servers, miscellaneous software, and desktops. I have one location called the data center, and I can track tons of stuff: consumables, accessories, licenses, assets, components. I can even track people. People are usually where you keep your users, but it also helps to keep track of individuals, like, oh, we need a contact for so-and-so. So I can attach contacts to assets. You can attach assets to assets, software to assets, all sorts of stuff like that. So we can go through, we can see all this different stuff we can do. There's quick scan check-in. So we can just put in a tag, a location, and notes and check stuff in. Now, obviously it needs to be checking stuff in that you have checked out. We can bulk checkout. We have requested, deleted, asset maintenance, import history, bulk audit. That's really cool that you can do import. Licenses, we don't have any licenses, but you can configure that. Accessories, you can create an accessory. There's all sorts of options you can build, who your suppliers were, manufacturers, locations, all sorts of stuff like that. Predefined kits for if you have maybe a computer on a cart that you want to list as one asset or one kit, you can do that right here. Your people, it's me, the admin. We can do an import via CSV, and they have sample CSVs where you can fill in the information that they expect you to have and then import stuff. And of course in here you have all of your settings like custom fields. I'm adding stuff like iDRAC IPv4 because I have iDRACs on my Dell hosts, and I haven't even begun to really touch on this, but I can set field sets. So maybe I have assets that have iDRACs and assets that don't, and then I would make a field set called assets with iDRAC and pick all of the information that's really kind of critical to iDRAC tracking, like an iDRAC MAC address, the iDRAC username and password. I could put that in here if I want to, though it's not really the most safe way to do that. But you can do that and then assign these field sets to assets or models, and then those models will then already have those fields populated. So we can pre-populate assets as we go, as opposed to having to deal with building a bunch of different asset types up front. We can add, file sets, asset tracking lists on models. When models get assigned, then it's going to assign different field sets so that you can track the data you need to track. Maybe you want to track, if you're an MSP, all the different companies that you work with and all the different people that work at those companies that you track assets for, things like that. What is up? Future Sysadmin Sean here, and I've been dabbling in the SNIPE I.T. program. I actually really like this program a lot more now that I've been fooling with it. Main settings are over here. I didn't show these off before. I want to show them off now. It's got Slack integration, LDAP, SAML, OAuth. You can do logins, backups, configure your barcodes and QR code settings, set your localization and branding. I've done some branding here. General settings, all of that kind of cool stuff, label sizes, notifications for email alerts and audit settings, things of that nature. And then as you can see, I've built out some hosts. I'm collecting a ton of information now. I've got the iDRAC username. You can put passwords in here and it will encrypt them in the database, but they do show up as plain text. So you have to remember that if you are going to let people in this, you need to make sure that you're putting in data that you want people to see and not data that you don't want people to see, unless you're really being careful about your organization. I even have wiki links that take you back to the wiki for that host, so you can kind of go back and forth. I just wanted to show that off, and I'll let you get back to the video. So it's really cool. I really like it. If you use something different for assets, let me know what you use and tell me why you like it or don't like it. Let me know what you like about SNIPE I.T. if you do use it, and let me know what you don't like about SNIPE I.T. so I can make a decision about whether I want to use it or not. But honestly, for what I'm doing, it's probably going to be more than enough. But that's it. And we'll see you in the next one.